onto them, and he is more than holding his own as Barrett turns it back over to the U.S.
RJ has to realize, did you see that cut by Josh Hart? Good pass, good cut. But RJ has to realize, get a swing, second side, and then drive the basketball.
Brooks at the free throw line. Barrett for three. Canada back on top.
And where did it go, Dan? Into the middle, swing, second side. Now you have an opportunity.
Teams, 2:20 to go and a bronze medal on the line. Edwards gives it up. Bridges from the corner. And a chance. So Bridges, one free throw coming. Missed it. And again, gilgeous-alexander. Reeves stays in front of him. Brooks for three. Canada back on top. His 7th three of the game. Edwards for three. Not there. Tipped back out, and the U.S. has it. Edwards inside this time, and it goes. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Reeves on him. Brooks inside this time, and is going to the free throw line. Boy, what a phenomenal game he has had, both on the perimeter and picking his spots to try to get inside.
Brooks, but just recognizing, beating the double team, not forcing it, allowing his teammates and empowering his teammates as they missed the first
free throw, diving for a loose ball, tipping it back out. 10 to shoot.
These are teammates.
Minnesota. A miss, and Canada looking for the lead. Gilgeous-Alexander, the pull-up, got it! What a shot by Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Edwards at the other end. He'll pull up, and it's down to Brooks, and he's fouled. With 20 in Brooks's life right here. And he buries them both. It's a full.
Doing a good job of running the clock down. Good job by Canada.
Good defense by Brooks. Reeves, no. And now a foul on Barrett. So the U.S. will go to the line, but it's all box out, young man.
And it's important, Dan, when you go to box out, you don't go towards the basket. You go to your man and box out, hit your man, put your body on somebody. Do not allow them to get momentum or get their legs into the jump so they can tip it out. I guess they're going to make it.
Are they trying to make it or miss it? That's the question, right? There's still 4 seconds left. Missed it. And they got it back. Oh, my! They missed the free throw and hit a 3 to tie the game. An unbelievable turn of events here in the closing seconds of regulation.
I can't believe that. No one boxed out the shooter. You got to box out the shooter.
Olynyk gets it off. Oh, and almost hit it. Oh, my God, says Kelly Olynyk. And overtime is on the way. Powell to Gilgeous-Alexander. And 2 more for Shai, who's now got 26.
And what a play.
On to Edwards. Edwards gives it up. Hart. Reeves gets it off and tipped out. A fresh possession for the U.S. Edwards covered by Dort, who's playing with 4. Great defense. Great defense by Lou Dort. Canada, so they've got 1 big. R.J. Barrett. Fadeaway, no. Tipped by Powell. Dort has it, and back to Gilgeous-Alexander.
Both teams crashing at offensive glass.
The three, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and it's a 5-point game. And even he cracks a smile after that one. And a foul on the floor committed by Gilgeous-Alexander, and that's number 4 on him. But first, another look at this. I mean, he shook 2 defenders on the same move.
And very tough defensive defenders. That's Mikel.
And again, he's got 4, and he knows it. He's got to be so careful on defense. And 1 of 2 for Hart. Ball screen, Powell. Gilgeous-Alexander into the corner, and Hart fouls him. Gilgeous-Alexander now 9 for 9 from the line in this game. Good ball movement by the U.S. Edwards finds Brunson. Brunson gets it again. Misses the 3. Powell had it, but it's knocked away, and then Powell fouls Reeves.
An excellent.
But again, free throws, every foul, both ways. The rest of the
high school, college, to the pros.
4. Still a lot of time. Brooks gets it back from Dort. Driving. And hits again. Dillon Brooks has exploded for.
But if you're playing defense and you know you're.
And another missed free throw. Gilgeous-Alexander's hands. But into Brooks's. And he's fouled. What an.
Everything on the line. He has the reputation, but he's coming out big.
Cover in every game.
In every game.
Right? 1 of 2. Powell the tip. Dort has it. Canada by 6. Gilgeous-Alexander no. And it belongs to the minute 40 to go. Again, the all-perimeter lineup for the U.S. And that is an over and back. By the way, Dillon Brooks 37. That ties the most he's ever had in an NBA game. And it ties the most any Canadian has ever scored at the World Cup. Out of bounds, and it on the shot clock right now for Canada. Can they get a decent look? Shai to inbound. Brooks. And Reeves in the backcourt. Bobby Portis is back into the game now for the United States. Bridges and Edwards as well. Brunson having to work hard. Off to Bridges, and it's turned over to Canada. Bridges bounced it off out of bounds off his leg.
And once again, Canada negate Anthony Edwards.
Yeah, he was just sitting there over in the corner.
Dillon Brooks had the assignment that time. Now you got Shai winding the clock down with a one-on-one opportunity. He's going to draw defense.
The kick. Barrett for 3. R.J. Barrett. And Canada leads by 9. Halliburton to inbound for the United States. And Reeves was standing out of bounds when he.
These guys are wearing a size 13, 14, 15 shoe. Not a lot of room.
Brooks hands it off to Gilgeous-Alexander. Don't need to put a shot up quickly, but Dort gets inside easily. And I don't know about you, I felt regardless of what happened today, this tournament was something to savor for this program.
I know, no doubt about it. I mean, the way you.
The U.S. is qualified for Paris as well. Brooks baseline. And again, they don't have to force a shot. And that's a turnover. It's out of bounds off Dort. Reeves a deep one and banks it home. Are you kidding?
And after that last regulation, I would not be giving up anything.
You'd go out of bounds off the United States. An official review here.
Out of bounds. Hey? Yeah. You guys here? This one. ball change the direction.
The ball changes direction.
Let's see if we have any other angle. Maybe this on the top. This is the touch, okay? So he's touching, the time should be, it was 22.5, so 21.5, 7 seconds to pass. So we confirm the decision is a baseline. Is baseline? It's sideline, okay? No, baseline, okay? It is baseline.
So it will be Canada ball. They confirm that Halliburton did touch it.
So our magic number is, made the calculation, okay? We confirm the decision.
Canada ball.
And this is a different position where before it was on the sideline. That time it was baseline, which is an easier pass.
Time was getting booed
right?
Because he's one of the villains of the NBA, and now he's hearing Canadian record for most points in a World Cup game. Dillon Brooks with 39. Reeves again. Barrett down with it, and that is going to do it. The final seconds will tick away, and Canada, for the first time ever, the senior men's national team has won a medal at the World Cup. They had to fight hard. They had to make comebacks game after game. They let leads slip away here, including in the last second of regulation. But an incredible couple of weeks for this program as a whole. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and the players, Jordi Fernandez and the coaching staff, Michael Bartlett and the management team. And boy, is there going to be a lot of excitement and a lot of momentum, Al, for this program heading into the Olympics in Paris.
No doubt about it. And it's going to be an opportunity once again for this team to grow, people to be more engaged. And I'm thinking about the kids that are watching this, right? When you grow up and you have those aspirations and you can visualize it, it might be the Olympics, forget my math, 2046 or something like that. But these things are going to be remembered. Dillon Brooks, who would think the leading scorer, defensive guy coming from where he came from. So it's just one of those things where you love to see it, and you should be very proud and excited for this Canada team.
And you knew, obviously we all did, that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander was a great player coming into this tournament, but he might have even taken it up a notch. But again, we can't forget Dillon Brooks, who is incredible. 2 star players the entire tournament. Gilgeous-Alexander, Brooks, you know, the rest of the team as well, with Barrett and Dort and Alexander Walker and Powell and Olynyk and the rest. But from start to finish, what Gilgeous-Alexander and Dillon Brooks did was lift this team to another level.
And no doubt about it. And got to give credit to Jordi Fernandez and the coaching staff of coming in, getting everyone together, implementing their styles. The coaches have to get more familiar with the players and what they can do and how to diagram plays and different structures and philosophies. So everyone across the board did a beautiful job.
To everybody who woke up early or stayed up late or did a little bit of both, we're glad you were with us. What a game and what a tournament as Canada wins the bronze medal at the FIBA World Cup. Let's send it back over to Danielle.
Thank you, Dan. Yes, the goals that were set out by this Canadian program achieved. They are Olympic bound. They are bronze medalists and the first ever for the men's program to achieve such a thing. The resilience to withstand a major body blow at the end of regulation and then deliver that knockout punch in overtime to defeat the United States. A lot of credit to Dillon Brooks for his play in this moment. He just seems to elevate his game when things are most important. Of course, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, outstanding for Canada from start to finish, and in particular in this overtime frame. What a moment for these guys right now.
Absolutely amazing. And this is a really proud moment for our country and on the basketball court on the men's side. Never been done before, a medal. And moving forward, the confidence, the continuity that can be created from this, the belief that the future can be met with medal after medal after medal and podium performances, because we have the talent and they've proven it on the biggest stage. So it's going to be really, really fun to see this thing moving forward, but it's an amazing moment right now. We need to soak this in. These guys were great.
It's a special, special time for Canadian basketball, and one that we've been waiting for, that anyone who's been around this program believed was possible. It was just a matter of when the cards would fall in the right place, when the right players would be available at the right times. And, you know, we thought this could happen before. You thought there might have to be a building process to get to this stage. And what's been really impressive and exciting and encouraging is that this all happened in such a short period of time. I mean, this team has only played 13 games total together. You know, we talk about the summer core. Well, not all those guys were able to get on the floor last summer, and not all of them have been on the floor this summer. But this group has shown what it's capable of, what's possible, and and I think it does a couple of things. I think it sets a standard for themselves. They can go into the Olympics next year as, you know, the third best team in the world, believing probably they should have made the final, believing probably they should have won a gold medal. You see a guy like Dillon Brooks winning game MVP. And
well deserved.
Yes.
the biggest game of his life, setting an all-time Canadian record for scoring at a World Cup, shutting up so many people. And how is he going to feel going into Houston, coming off a really tough year for him in various respects in Memphis, knowing that this is the kind of player he can be. And it's gratifying for him. He's been great all tournament. He was incredible today. And, you know, and we were always saying, Sherm, you know, we thought we knew what SGA could do in a tournament like this. He delivered. Who was going to step up and help him? Yeah. You look today, and how many guys can look at that trophy, that bronze medal, and feel like they had a huge part of it?
Yeah, you think about Dillon Brooks. We knew defensively he was going to be a factor. But he got into the foul trouble a little bit too much throughout this tournament for my liking. But his tenacity, his toughness, his aggressiveness, you look at the best results in the FIBA World Cup, just an amazing performance this FIBA World Championship. But I will say this, Dillon Brooks offensively becomes a difference maker for this team because he's not going to relent defensively. And if he makes plays consistently on the offensive end as an outlet, not as a main guy, now Shea can do what he wants. And when they come off of other players to try to double team him, that ball can find Dillon Brooks and he can make that shot. He was phenomenal, and I just thought he did a great job of offensively not taking away from his team while he was at a high productive level.
Canada finishing with their best points per game average in a single World Cup. They were putting them up with ease in multiple occasions, and considering the kind of competition they've had to face throughout, really proved, Mike, that they've raised their level entirely, even in such a short time.
It's spectacular. I mean, it started from game one against France, fifth-rated team in the world, but a team I think that a lot of people had as maybe the co-favorites with Team USA to win this whole event, blew them out. Then they go against, you know, Slovenia in the quarterfinal, handled that. You look at what they had to do against Spain just to get into the medal round, earn the Olympic bid against the #1 ranked FIBA team in the world. Took care of their business in a very tough situation. And here against Team USA, #2 ranked team in the world, they get it done again. So just a really, I think this tournament will go down as a milestone for Canadian basketball, obviously with the medal and all of that. But I think we're gonna look back 4, 8, 12 years from now, and we've seen other countries have these runs. Sherm, against those great Argentinian teams that were sort of the dominant figures in world basketball for a long time. Spain is just maybe at the end of an incredible cycle there, and you know, you wonder, is this going to be Canada's time to be the next great Canadian or next great nation in basketball? And I don't see any reason why not.
As you can see, the medal ceremony starting, and Kelly Olynyk, Captain Canada, the first to get one placed around his neck. Something sweet about that, Sherm. He's been representing his country since 2008, and he's suffered through a lot of the heartbreak that this team has seen. Yeah,
this is well-deserved and well-earned by Kelly Olynyk. He's put a lot of time into this program, and as you said, there have been a lot of rough times with this program for Kelly Olynyk. So to have this opportunity, and he might not be the focal point, but he's still an important factor of them getting to this point. It's got to be very, very fulfilling, rewarding. You know, he's got to be grateful for the opportunity of longevity, to be able to last this long, to be around the Shea, to be around the Dillon Brooks, and to be around guys who can help him get to this point. He and Dwight Powell. So you tip your hat to those guys, because sometimes those soldiers don't get rewarded. It kind of gets past their time, and what they've done to help the program get to the point kind of gets forgotten. It's great to see Kelly get this opportunity, but also he'll get a chance, if healthy, to play in an Olympic event.
In 2006, Canada didn't qualify for the World Cup. In 2010, they were 22nd. Kelly Olynyk was 19 years old, put on the team, didn't get off the floor, didn't get on the floor, and a loss to Lebanon to open that tournament. They went 0-5. 2014, Canada doesn't qualify for the World Cup. 2019, Kelly Olynyk banged his knee in an exhibition game here in Toronto, couldn't go to China, really almost cost him in half an NBA season. Canada finishes 21st. And so to see that kind of progression and the depths that Canada has had to kind of lift themselves from, it's a very, very special thing. And it's great to see, as Sherm says, a guy like Kelly Olynyk awarded. I'm really glad Melvin Ejim is on this team. I'm really glad that Phil Scrubb is on this team. I'm really happy for, I believe the number is 33 players in total that had to play for Canada in the qualifying windows. Obviously, not all of them can be on a final roster of 12, but a lot of people can look at this event, see these guys on the floor, and I'm sure if you ask any of these guys on the floor, Trey Bell-Haynes is another one, they would appreciate how much it took to get everyone to this level and then to deliver against Team USA in such a dramatic fashion. It really is just a special, special moment for the sport in this country. And, you know, this is medals, as Dwight Powell said, last forever. And to do it against Team USA in overtime the way it went down is, you know, you're not going to forget this ever.
The greatest showman there, Dillon Brooks, with the flag around his neck. We also saw Jordi Fernandez, Sherm, go collect his medal at the end. He's working with a group that has NBA talent, not a lot of FIBA experience. He gets thrust into the position with pretty late, like right before training camp. How do you assess his performances as the head coach of this group?
I think Jordi did a good job of really adjusting and not trying to do too much. You know, Nick Nurse left a big void. I mean, this is an NBA championship level coach that had left the program, and here comes Jordi, and the expectations are on him to get this team there. And I thought he did a good job managing